trillion in healthcare expenditures each year. There's a lot of room for improvement, and one of the areas that I'm focusing on, because I'm on the Education Committee here in Congress, is how what kind of food we serve in schools and what kind of drinks we serve in schools. Less than 1/3 of schools offered lunches that met our own government criteria standards for total fat, which is no more than 30% of the calories coming from fat, and saturated fat, less than 10% of the calories coming from saturated fat. Fiber intake is too low, and again, when we look at saturated fat, it is frequently it's the meats and meat oils that have those saturated fats. Fiber intake, high in vegetable products, is too low also in schools, and only accounts for 5% of lunch menus even offer foods from the whole grains and beans category. Almost 60% of funds that the USDA supports go to meat, dairy, and egg products. 60%, while only 5% go to fresh fruit and vegetables. So these are our government programs buying food in the schools. And especially because healthy habits start early in life, it's important for children to eat healthful foods at school to help create the lifelong habits of being good consumers and healthy consumers. As many of you might know, plant-based foods are environmentally friendly and more sustainable than animal-based foods like meat and dairy. And so every time you eat meat or dairy, you're contributing more to climate change and global warming than all of the automobiles, trains, planes, and buses combined. So as you try to do something in your life about climate change and reducing carbon emissions, think about eating less meat and less dairy products. That has an even bigger impact than taking the bus or walking instead of driving. By improving non-dairy, vegetarian, and vegan meal options, we can reverse the obesity epidemic. And so I'm not a vegan like Dennis is, but my partner is a vegan, Marlon. So we have a vegan home. I still eat a little bit of meat products when I'm out, like dairy or milk. I try to avoid milk because I'm lactose intolerant. But we have a vegan home, so I'm mostly vegan. And this is a vegan soy milk product here. So I'm introducing legislation that would impact what's offered in our schools. First of all, it would change the reimbursement rates for the National School Lunch Program. That's what funds lunches in schools, and the school breakfast program in the Child Nutrition and Reauthorization Act. We're going to increase it by 20%, the reimbursement rate for all non-dairy, vegetarian, full meals. So the schools will actually get more to have a vegetarian option. And a non-dairy vegetarian meal is a meal that contains no animal-based foods, products, or byproducts, and meets USDA nutrient requirements for reimbursable meals. So it still meets the same nutrient requirements, and it should be better nutritionally because, of course, it won't have saturated fats. Probably a lower percentage of the calories will come from fat. It'll be a healthier meal and a vegan option because you know what? People are vegan or vegetarian for a lot of reasons. Not only for health reasons, but also for religious reasons, cultural reasons, because of allergies. There's a number of reasons that people become vegan or vegetarian. And finally, we're going to establish a rule that the USDA shall consider non-dairy plant-derived milk that contains 5 to 8 grams of protein per 8-ounce serving as satisfying the milk requirement. So other things can be, now not only soy milk, there's also almond milk. There's also hemp milk. I've seen a lot of milk. So coconut milk is one I drink now. It's not the actual, we always thought coconut, we always call coconut milk the water from the inside of the coconut, but there's actually coconut-derived milk products which are wonderful out there. So there's a lot of different milks as well. And as long as the beverages are comprised of plant-derived ingredients and include calcium, vitamin A, vitamin D, and all the same nutrient profiles at the same or better level as cow's milk, and this does, then we will count those as satisfying the milk requirement. And again, some people choose to have non-dairy products because of allergies, because of their ethics, and the harm that it can cause to animals, because of climate change, because of their taste preference. And what we would do is make sure that a student who desires a non-dairy beverage instead of cow's milk doesn't need a note from a doctor or from the home. They can simply say, you know what, I want almond milk or soy milk or whatever they offer instead of cow's milk. So that's an important decision. which I think that we should empower all of you to make when you're choosing what to drink and eat in school. So we have a long way to go, but this would be a good start to helping make sure that students across the country have more vegetarian and vegan options. It's a step in the right direction for climate change, and it's a step in the right direction for improving the health of our next generation. So I want to thank again the Physicians for Committee for Responsible Medicine for working with us on this legislation, and also our John Sally for being here today, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman Polis. It was 1946 when the National School Lunch Program began, and it was